We have the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. This is your Week 3 2024 prediction and preview video. Hit subscribe if you're new. Also hit the like button. Let's start off with the home team and the winner from last week, the New Orleans Saints. They have been smoking teams so far. They went out there in Week 1. They beat the hell out the Carolina Panthers 47-10. And last week against the Dallas Cowboys, they went out there and they took care of business yet again. They put up 44 points. They won the game 44-19. They have scored 91 points in the last 2 weeks. Let me say that again. This team has scored 91 points in the last 2 weeks. Give Clint Kubiak a lot of credit. Right now, he is the hottest offensive coordinator in the NFL. And Derek Carr has 5 passing touchdowns to 1 interception in the last 2 games. He did have an interception against the Dallas Cowboys, but I'm not going to put all the blame on Derek Carr. He has been lights out. Continue to use Rashid Shaheed going deep in this game against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles defense has been up and down. They had a good outing against the Green Bay Packers, and they had a lot of up and down moments in that game in Week 1. They had a lot of up and downs against the Atlanta Falcons as well. This is still a brand new system that they're learning with their brand new defensive coordinator and Coach Vic. So you can take advantage of their cornerbacks and their safeties and trying to go over top and trying to get some miscommunication going on the defensive side. But it's more than just Rashid Shaheed, who has been phenomenal and has been the best deep threat in the NFL over the last 2 weeks. It's also Chris Olave. Chris Olave did not do much in Week 1 against the Carolina Panthers, but in Week 2, he had 4 catches for 81 receiving yards. You look at Alvin Kamara as well. 2 catches for 65 receiving yards last week against the Dallas Cowboys. He had 4 total touchdowns on the day. He also had 115 rushing yards on the day as well. The New Orleans Saints can go out there and continue to try to stretch out the Philadelphia Eagles defense, but they have to be careful because the Philadelphia Eagles, they do have some good players in the secondary like Darius Slay and Quinyon Mitchell as well, the rookie. When I look at the Saints, a good portion of their plays are coming because the offensive line is holding up. And they're doing this without Ryan Ramczyk at the tackle position. Talisi Fuaga, the rookie at the tackle position, he has been lights out. He has to continue to play well against this defensive front, and Trevor Penning has played very well as well. Last year, didn't look so good. This season, he has looked better. Give the entire offensive line their credit, but in this game, have to continue to take care of the football, take those deep shots down the field with Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do at the tight end position because you look at a guy like Taysom Hill. He can play fullback, running back, slot wide receiver. He has mostly played tight end since Sean Payton left. But this is a guy that can go out there and give you good reps. So pay attention to see what they do with him in this matchup. He could be the key piece to where you use him on a certain motion. And next thing you know, Alvin Kamara is swinging to the right and he's going off for a touchdown like how he did against the Dallas Cowboys. Jawan Johnson hasn't done much as of late, but this is a guy that can still go out there and give you good production at the tight end position. You also have Foster Moreau as well, who is a very good tight end. Taysom Hill is questionable for this game. He got dinged up against the Dallas Cowboys, but if he can play, just pay attention to how do we use him on the offensive end. When I look at the defense for the New Orleans Saints, you have to get after Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is still struggling with turnover problems like how he did last season. Right now, he is a one-read quarterback. It was a lot of times against the Atlanta Falcons when Devontae Smith was in double coverage because A.J. Brown's going to be out for the next couple of weeks. He'll just move around, then he'll just scramble off. You can't go out there and do that against this defense of the New Orleans Saints because they're ball hogs. You saw what they did to Dak Prescott in Week 2, and you saw what they did against Bryce Young as well. A lot of people may say that Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. I wouldn't argue with that. But at the same time, they caused Dak Prescott to throw 2 interceptions. Jalen Hurts has had an interception in the last 2 games. Jalen Hurts has to take care of the football. For the Saints, go out there, rush him, and force him to throw the football. The Philadelphia Eagles offense is drastically different for a reason when they can't go out there and run the football over and over again. When they have to throw the football and they have to test out the secondary, that's when they get in trouble. Lucky for the New Orleans Saints, they have one of the best secondaries in the NFL. I've said it over the last couple of weeks. I'm going to say it again. This is a strong suit of their defense. You have guys like Marshawn Lattimore, who is questionable for this game. He missed last week against the Dallas Cowboys. They didn't need him. They did give up one deep play to CeeDee Lamb. Then after that, they went out there and they completely shut out the Dallas Cowboys offense as a whole. But you have Alontae Taylor, who is very good. Paulson Adebo is a very good cornerback as well. You have Kool-Aid McKinstry, who is a rookie. You have Tyrann Mathieu on the back end at the safety position, and you have Will Harris holding things down as well. And they can get to the quarterback with Carl Granderson. Cameron Jordan can go out there and stop the run, and he can get to the quarterback, and you have Chase Young as well. This is the perfect matchup for the New Orleans Saints to go against a team that is missing their top offensive player in A.J. Brown, and they're struggling right now because of what happened last week against the Atlanta Falcons. So the New Orleans Saints have a great shot to go out there and win this football game. But let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. Tough loss against the Atlanta Falcons. They had the game won. It came down to a play late in the game to throw the football to Saquon Barkley. If he catches the football, you run out the clock, you win the game. Unfortunately, he dropped the pass. They go off, they kick the field goal, and within just a couple of seconds, Kirk Cousins gets down the field. Then a mini clips, gets the ball to Drake London. They lose the football game. Their defense has to be better. And I want to talk about the defense first. You have to put some pressure on Derek Carr. He's been setting up shop with the New Orleans Saints over the last couple of weeks. And the Philadelphia Eagles defense has been very inconsistent with pressure. When the Philadelphia Eagles have had one of the best defenses in the NFL a couple of years ago, they were able to get to the quarterback. Now, Coach Vic doesn't send many blitzes. That's not what he's going to do. The secondary has looked better, but you have to put pressure on Derek Carr. I'm looking at Jalen Carter, and I'm also looking at Jordan Davis as well. What is so interesting, Jalen Carter was benched, and he was not a starter last week. Part of that was because he was late to a team event earlier in the week. Maturity has set in here. You have to show up on time because they need him. He's a very good defensive tackle, can stop the run, can blow up plays. They're going to need him to be on his A game in this game. I'm also looking at Bryce Huff as well. He's going to have to go out there and get some production. I've said this in the past. I'm saying it again. He's more so of a third down pass rusher. He has yet to record a sack this season. He needs to go out there and put pressure on Derek Carr. If you can't put pressure on Derek Carr and they're not going to be able to go out there and stop the run, it's no way that they can go out there and win this football game. You do not want to get into a shootout with this brand new New Orleans Saints offense. You have Jalen Hurts, who I'm a big fan of, but you're down A.J. Brown. He's not going to be able to go out there and score over 30-plus points and try to keep this game going in their favor. And you look at the New Orleans Saints, right now they're the healthier team with the pieces that they have. So the guys up front, they have to play better. Zach Bond has been a very good linebacker the last 2 weeks. He has to go out there and continue to do his thing as well. I legit wonder who is going to cover Alvin Kamara out of the backfield. That's going to be the very interesting thing to look at. Will it be Nakobe Dean? Will it be Zach Bond? They have to have a guy to go out there and put a lot of pressure on him as well. Because when you look at the run game of the New Orleans Saints, they use that to set everything up. When Alvin Kamara is able to go out there and he's able to run routes in the slot and he's able to run the stretch play and the toss play, it opens up everything. Now they have play action bootlegs, and now you're putting guys in one-on-one situations. And I'm looking at the secondary. They have to step up. Darius Slay said the loss was on him because of what happened in the fourth quarter. He has to play better as well, but he's still a very good corner to look at. I legit wonder who the Eagles are going to put on Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed. I can see Darius Slay being on a guy like Chris Olave. Chris Olave does have speed, but Rashid Shaheed can beat you over the top. Quinion Mitchell is a very fast corner, and I think that he can match up very well with Rashid Shaheed. I would not leave these guys in one-on-one coverage. The safeties have to be on their A game in this game as well, because if they're not, they will get beat over top. I'm looking at a guy like C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who is a very good player in terms of getting turnovers. They have to go out there, pressure Derek Carr, slow down the Saints offense, and just try to contain that run game. Just don't get beat over top. Because it's been too many times the last 2 weeks that the Carolina Panthers could not stop the deep pass, and neither could the Dallas Cowboys. And it's more than just that you have to worry about with the New Orleans Saints, but that's the biggest thing right now that's getting teams. Getting those deep bomb plays over the top of your head, because those are free points for the New Orleans Saints. When I look at the offense of the Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts has to take better care of the football. 3 interceptions in the last 2 weeks are not going to get it done. That's going to get you beat. He does have 3 passing touchdowns, and he has looked fine here and there. It's a brand new system with Kellen Moore. They're running more motion to help him see the field better, but Jalen Hurts is still struggling against the blitz. When a blitz comes his way, he just takes off or he just throws the football deep. You can't do that. Be patient with the read, throw the football away, and that protection has to be the biggest emphasis for the Philadelphia Eagles in this game. Find a way to get Dallas Goedert going. Find a way to get Devontae Smith going because you're without A.J. Brown. Saquon Barkley did have the drop last week, but Saquon Barkley is still one of the best running backs in the NFL. Don't get him mistaken. In the last 2 games, he has 204 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. He's averaging 4 yards a carry. Get him going. Get him and Jalen Hurts going in the run game. Run the football as much as possible. You don't want to get into a situation to where you had to force Jalen Hurts to throw the football over 35 times in this game. We saw what happened last year when this team had to go out there and they had to predicate more towards the pass than the run. It was not pretty. Even without A.J. Brown, the Philadelphia Eagles can go out there and they can make this a game. As long as they can keep it close, they could go out there and win this game. Jahan Dotson, he needs to step up as well. He has to be better. Devontae Smith is a true number 1 at times, but Jahan Dotson's going to have to be that number 2 option. It's the reason why they made the trade to get him from the Washington Commanders. And I understand that's a bit concerning that he only has 1 catch for 6 yards. He was supposed to be the number 3 wide receiver, but hey, things happen. Injuries happen. They're going to need the wide receivers to step up besides Devontae Smith and besides Dallas Goedert at the tight end position. With that being said, I have picked against the New Orleans Saints. Last week, I picked them in week 1. I'm not going to pick against them again. I'm taking the New Orleans Saints to go out there and to win this football game 31-21. Right now, they're the healthier team, and the Philadelphia Eagles offense did look different without A.J. Brown, and that does concern me. How will Jalen Hurts look against this defensive pressure, and how will he look without A.J. Brown going against one of the best defenses in the NFL? But let me know in the comment section below, who do you have winning this game, the Philadelphia Eagles or the New Orleans Saints? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, I want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. God bless. Peace.